Hey, what's up, my good peeps? Your boy PC Williams coming to y'all live again. Another great episode of 1K Sports here for y'all, man. Hope you had a great weekend. Actually, it was a very exciting weekend of football, man, even though my Cowboys had a weekend off. But pretty good weekend, man. We got some answers here, man. College football starting to get into the. Hey, man, they starting to go down, man. They going down like trees, man. Upsets coming out here galore, man. Got Oklahoma went down, man. Notre Dame went down, man. People just going crazy, man. So like I said, it's been a crazy week, crazy weekend, man. And we halfway through the football season, halfway through college football, man. It's starting to get real, man. Around late October, November, that's when it started going down, man. So we're gonna see how it work out. Anyways, like I said, it's 1K Sports, man. Uncut, unbiased, unfiltered, unapologetic. Let's go and get started. Well, we had a few good games going on this weekend in college football, man. But one that I want to get started on right now was the Ohio State-Wisconsin game. Ohio State properly put their foot in Wisconsin's ass. Like, I mean, they walked through them guys, man, like it was nothing, dude. Ohio State, to me, man, they just might be the most complete team in college football right now. From the standpoint of they got a quarterback that's damn good, they got good running backs, they got receivers, got a track team of receivers, man. Defense is raw. Chase Young is a freaking genetic accident. That dude's a freak. Chase Young is a freak, man. Like if you see his face like a little kid, man, but from the neck down, bro, that's a grown ass man, bro. To me, he's the best player in college football. Y'all know I love Tua, but with him being hurt right now, you gotta go with what's going on right now. I think Tua is the best player in college football when healthy. But right now, you gotta give it to Chase Young, man. Right now, he's playing like the number one overall pick in the draft. That's how he's playing, real damn good, man. I think Ohio State. By the way, Chase Young had 4 sacks. By the way, that's why I'm like praising the kid. He had 4 sacks and he just balling, man. Just the Bosa brothers, not Chase Young, man. I mean, Ohio State, they find them somewhere, man. Somewhere out here, man. They find these DNs, bro. So, I think they got the Penn State game coming up. They're undefeated as well. Michigan. Like I say, no, rivalry games are tough, man. You never know. This could, like I said, if Jim Harbaugh don't beat Ohio State this year, he never will. This is his best chance. Ryan Day is a first-year coach. Jim Harbaugh, you a veteran coach, man. You got to go out there and get it done. Like I said, I'm not solo Michigan. I'll get them in a second. But, hey, it's still a rivalry game. You still got Penn State. You still got Michigan at the big house. That's never easy. So those games are losable, but I would bet with Ohio State in those games if I was a betting man. But so far, I see Penn State and Michigan being a tough task for the Ohio State Buckeyes. But right now, they are the most complete team in college football from the standpoint of, quarterback, running back, receivers, defense, man. So it's unbelievable, man. Well, down goes the top 5 opponent. Down went Oklahoma. Down went Jalen Hurts. I know I love Jalen Hurts, man, but that's my dude. To me, Oklahoma losing 48-41 to Kansas State. Not a good loss. Sometimes in college football it happens. You lose games, you lose to a team that just cost you on the right day. Like I said, in college, you're dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, man. I've been there. You beat a great team one week, and all week long you all on ESPN. Everybody's praising you. You get into all the parties. Everyone loves you. Your phone blowing up. You ain't even going to class no more and still getting A's. Everything is lovely. Then you go out there and play, and it's like, okay, we'll just turn it on. No, it's not how it works, man. Attention to detail. And that's something that a lot of college athletes lack sometimes. It's like, well, I think I'll just sit here and chill. I think I'll just sit here and chill and, not do what I got supposed to do. But I think that's college football for you in a nutshell. You're trusting 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids to stay focused and say, hey, I know you're an 18, 19-year-old kid, but it's about 100,000 fans out there wearing your jersey and screaming your name. That's hard to be humble, in those situations, man. So, but I think for Oklahoma losing that game, it was bad because, as you know, the college football ranking, they have their vendettas against the Pac-12 and the Big 12. So they're trying to find any reason to keep them out of it. They trying to show us biased, but I feel like losing to a team like Kansas State, that will come into question in that room. That will be an issue in that room, But I think you have a team like Georgia lose to South Carolina. That's not a good loss. Oklahoma losing to an unranked Kansas State team. Those are not good losses. You got to have great losses, to get in college football playoff. But God forbid this happens. But I think OU losing, Georgia losing to who they lost to, it actually opens up the door for Bama to actually lose a game, God forbid. Now, I don't want it to happen. I never want to see my teams lose. I never want to speak out into existence. But with the way things are going right now, with Tua being hurt, LSU coming in town, riding high, hottest fish grease right now, with Tua, don't know if he'll play. Will he play? Maybe not. If he does play, is he 100%? Then you still got to go to Auburn. You still got to go to Starkville. It opens up the door for Bama to have a slip-up. Because if Bama loses, and God forbid they don't, God forbid. But if Bama loses, it'll be to either number 1 LSU. It'll be to, I doubt they'll lose in Starkville. I think Mississippi State is not going to beat Bama this year. That's just my opinion. But if Bama does lose, it would be to a number 1 ranked LSU team, or it would be to a top 15 ranked Auburn team whose losses have come to LSU and Florida. No shame in that. So Bama has a chance to say, hey, Oklahoma, y'all lost to Kansas State. Georgia, y'all lost to South Carolina, man. We lost to LSU and they riding high. We had a one-legged quarterback, man. So it opens up the door for Bama to have a slip-up. But I hope it don't happen. But as far as Jalen Hurts concerned, man, he didn't lose the game. 395 passing, 95 rushing, 4 total touchdowns. He damn sure came to play. He did his thing, man. So as far as the Heisman goes, I don't think that this loss, hurts Jalen Hurts' Heisman, situation. I think it helps, actually. It shows that, hey, the kid tried, man. The kid has no defense. Like, Kyler Murray had the same issue. Kyler Murray had no defense. Baker Mayfield defense let him down in the Rose Bowl. So Jalen Hurts having a bad OU defense, that fits the narrative, because Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray had that same, issue where it's like, hey, they ain't got a defense. They got to do it every game by themselves. And Jalen Hurts is the team's leading rusher and starting quarterback. So, next to Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts is my one beat for the Heisman. I think Joe Burrow, because he's beating Texas at Texas, he's beating Florida, he just beat Auburn, for crying out loud. So the kid's balling and beating great teams while he's balling in the process. So I completely, I'm Bama all day, but Joe Burrow is balling. So he's a Heisman favorite right now. And right behind him is Jalen Hurts. So I don't think it hurts his Heisman campaign. I think he'll definitely be in New York. Hey, if he can somehow come and, win out, and, maybe they'll back into the playoffs. I mean, they did lose at Kansas State. Kansas State will be ranked after that game. They only had 2 losses, so we'll see how that plays out. But I think in terms of the Heisman, Jalen Hurts is going to be in New York regardless. As far as the playoff, Oklahoma is definitely in jeopardy with that loss to Kansas State. But hey, you never know. It's a long season. Teams will fall at some point, and we'll just see how it plays out, man. TCU, unranked by the way, beat number 15 ranked Texas 37-27. My thoughts on that game: Tom Herman is a fraud. I told you so. Get over it. All right. Michigan took out Notre Dame 45-14. Damn, Notre Dame. Just when we started to like your ass. Same old shit, man. Come on, Notre Dame. We was just starting to make a case for y'all that you might get in the playoff. But that went down the drain when Georgia lost to South Carolina. Then you get your ass handed to you by Michigan. I don't know, man. We tried Notre Dame. We really be trying to look out for y'all, man. College football is at its best when Notre Dame is good, when Miami is good, when all the Florida teams are good, because you have a common enemy. You want to take out the Catholics. You want to take out those Florida boys who think they all that. You want to do all those things, right? So with Notre Dame, I take no pleasure in saying that they don't deserve to be in the college football playoff, but their resume and big games have shown that they are inferior to very good opponents. If they play so much as a decent opponent, they get their ass kicked. If they play a really great opponent, they get embarrassed. Clemson didn't even watch a single second of film last year for the playoff game. They was already watching Bama film. They did not watch one Notre Dame game, and they went out there and beat them 30-3. So not only is they losing, it's like they have no respect for no one. So Notre Dame, sorry. Now Michigan, good win. Harbaugh got a top 10 win finally. So am I sold? Is Harbaugh safe? Hell no, he's not safe. Harbaugh is not safe by a long shot. I'm not sold. You beat Notre Dame, okay? You do it every year. They suck. They lose big games. It happens. All right, Michigan, you beat Notre Dame. All right. We all know you're gonna get your ass kicked by Ohio State. That would be the game that Jim Harbaugh gets fired. I'm not sold on Michigan. Like I said, I give them a chance to beat Ohio State because a rivalry game, and I kind of do like Jim Harbaugh a little bit, but not that much. And like I said, Notre Dame, we tried, bro. We tried to look out for y'all and give y'all a chance to be, in this college football playoff, but you're not gonna be in it, man. Sorry. Anyways, like I said, I'm not sold on Michigan. Great win. I'm glad Harbaugh won't get fired in the middle of the year, because if he lose that game badly, who knows what happened. Wisconsin ran up and through you, and then Ohio State got up in them. So I don't like your odds in that game. So, but hey, I'll give you a chance because it's a rivalry game. It's in the big house. That is Jim Harbaugh's final stand. Your last opportunity to beat Ohio State. Urban Meyer's gone. I mean, they got a lot of talent, but it's a lot of young talent. Come on, Jim Harbaugh. This is your last stand. The big house, Ohio State. You lose that game, you're fired before you get to the bus. All right, Duval. Where y'all at, man? Come on, really? Is there a QB controversy in Duval? Are y'all serious right now? Are y'all really going to say there's a QB controversy right now in Duval County? Ghana Mitsu, Uncle Rico, Nick Foles? There's no issue here, Jaguar fans. Matter of fact, Jaguar fans, y'all are crazy if you think that Garner Minshew is your example. Is the answer to your problem. No, it's not. Nick Foles should and will be the Jaguars starting quarterback. Well, what's your reason, PC? Well, I can give you 88 million reasons. You gave the man a 4-year contract for $88 million. You are invested in Nick Foles, whether you like it or not. I get it because the QB wager, because you're seeing Carson Wentz get crazy money, Russell Wilson get crazy money, you're seeing Dak Prescott, who will get crazy money at some point. Pat Mahomes will be the first $200 million quarterback. So $22 million for a quarterback actually is a cheap price now. But either way, you're still invested in Nick Foles. And you signed him to a $22 million contract before the Seahawks signed Russell Wilson and before Carson Wentz got his money. Because at that time, it was reaching toward $30 million. So clearly you think Nick Foles is a star NFL quarterback. He's a proven veteran. He's won playoff games. He won a Super Bowl. Let him be the one. You put Garner Minshew in there and he screws up, and then here comes Nick Foles to save the day, but it'll be too late. The AFC South is still there for the taking. I'm not sold on Houston. I'm still not sold on the Colts. I'm not sold on these teams long term. I don't think Jacoby Brissett is going to lead the Colts to the damn Super Bowl. I don't believe that. I don't think that the Texans have completely solved their protecting Deshaun Watson issues. I think they still exist, matter of factly. So, in no way, shape, form, or fashion, man, am I saying that Nick Foles is a great quarterback? But you are invested in him. You are invested in Nick Foles. He is your quarterback that you brought in. DJ Chark is balling right now. He's balling. You get more weapons around Nick Foles. Your defense is still young. Yeah, you lost Ramsey. You got 2 first-round draft picks. You better do right by him. Do something with him, man. Because things could turn around. The Jaguars don't have, it's there, man. It's there. It's right there. The AFC South is right there for the taking, man. So I don't see why the Jaguars wouldn't. Why not go back to Nick Foles, man? He's been there and done that. He knows how to come in. Think about it. It works out perfectly. He's been hurt. Garner Minshew has kept everything at even playing field. Now, this is where Nick Foles comes in and does his magic. It works out perfectly. Nick Foles comes in when everything is right there for the taking, and he takes it. Now, can he lead you from game 1 and game 16? Hell no, he's not consistent enough. But because he's been hurt and everybody kind of written him off a little bit, he can come in and just do his thing. Gunnar Minshew is very talented, great backup, great job filling in, but Nick Foles is and should be the guy. Like I said, the AFC South is still wide open to win. Like I said, I don't trust the Colts, I don't trust the Texans, and the Titans, I don't trust them, so I don't trust the Jaguars. But it's like the AFC South is full of 4 teams I don't trust. Andrew Luck is gone. Deshaun Watson, I don't think that the Texans have solved their whole Deshaun Watson getting hurt issue. The guy got kicked in the damn face last game. So we don't know. With the Jaguars, it's right there. So if you're right there and you got a shot, why not put it in the hands of your franchise quarterback who you paid that money to? All right. The 49ers. Man, they look good. I ain't gonna lie. I said they would lose. This is 1K Sports. I can admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong. Hell, I'm actually glad watching the game, it really hit me that I really need the 49ers to win that game because the Panthers are, even though they're struggling right now, after a bad loss, they did win for a straight. They were looking good. They are in the playoff picture. And my Cowboys are in first place in the NFC East. But this is a very loaded, very deep NFC. At any given time, things can happen. So there will be wild card spots on the line. There will be a 10-16 that may be on the outside looking in the playoffs. So 11-5 will get you in there. So my point is that, hey, I'm glad they won because now the Panthers have the same record as we have. Just in case things go sideways with us down the road somewhere, we'll still get a wild card and we got some games coming up against other wild card teams potentially. So it works out for my Cowboys, but back on the 49ers. I'm not sold still. I mean, I'm not being a Debbie Downer or nothing like that, but Kyle Allen was exposed as a inexperienced youngster. That 49ers defense is legit. I will give you that. They are amazing. Nick Bosa is a grown-ass man. Nick Bosa is a bad man. All right? Richard Sherman, that front seven is elite. Richard Sherman is like, I kind of wrote my dog off, man. I say he's a little washed up. He ain't ready yet. And then going to San Fran when they were bad, I say, okay, it's over for him. But, man, was I wrong, man. All that drafting and tanking. Now you got all these first-round draft picks from that front seven. And to me, the 49ers are the typical NFL story. You suck real bad for a few years. You start tanking. You start stockpiling draft picks. Like top 5, top 10 draft picks, and it doesn't work out all the time. But if you draft enough talented players, at some point it starts to work out. The 49ers for a long time was very, very bad. So now they suck so bad they're getting all these top 5, top 10 draft picks. Now all these top 5, top 10 draft picks are starting to gel together. Now they're starting to play like top 5, top 10 draft picks. And that's what you see. It's a typical NFL story. But there is an Achilles heel to this team. I don't trust Jimmy G. He turned the ball over every game this year. This defense is good. The offense don't scare me. Tevin Coleman is good. The receivers are young, talented. Nobody to sneeze at. Nobody to get crazy about. Emmanuel Sanders is not going to change life or nothing like that. Kyle Shanahan as a play caller, yeah, he scares me. He's a damn good he's a genius play caller. But I don't trust Jimmy G. I don't trust the receivers. Tevin Coleman's good, but he's always been a duo guy. So him being a feature back, I'm not cool with that. So I think the offense will get exposed in due time. I think teams will find a way to attack this defense. If you got to pick a weak spot, you say, okay, the secondary. We'll just pick on them. And maybe they find ways to block Nick Bosa because nobody else can do that. So maybe they start finding ways to block Nick Bosa. Maybe they start, trying different things. But either way, I'm not really sold on the 49ers. Even though they are undefeated, From the looks of it, they're going to win the NFC West, probably have home field throughout the NFC. But like I said, they will be exposed in due time. They still got to go to the Saints this year. I think that'll be a loss. So, I mean, 15-1, 14-2. I'll give them that. I think they can live with that. That's cool, you know. But am I sold on them being a Super Bowl team? Nah, not really. The Browns. Talk about a Super Bowl. The Browns are in the toilet bowl. And when the Browns were putting this team together, the Browns didn't think about two things. When they went out and got OBJ and Richardson and all these guys and just all this talent, they just stockpiling names, just buying names, right? They didn't bank on two things. Number one, Baker Mayfield's sophomore jinx. It's real, all right? The kid looks bad. He needs help, all right? Now, he's on his second head coach, third coordinator. So, okay, it's been a rough start for him. Freddie Kitchens can't coach. He's in over his head. You got a locker room full of big personalities, very outspoken guys. You are in trouble, Freddie Kitchens. You cannot coach. Just this time last year, you were barely an offensive coordinator. Now you are head coach. You are in over your head, sir, and it shows. After a bye week, your team turns the ball over 3 times and has 13 penalties. After a bye week, that's bad coaching. That's bad detailing. That's bad Freddie Kitchens. All right? So, Freddie Kitchens is in over his head. He'll be fired if this don't get turned around real soon. Baker Mayfield is being exposed. He's turned the ball over. He's looking like Winston out there. Like James, like he looked like another version of James Winston out there. Just turn the ball over, man. So, Baker Mayfield still has time to get it right, but it's not gonna be with Kitchens, all right? Not gonna be with him, man. So the team itself is talented, and I think down the road in the AFC playoffs or down the road this season, there'll be a problem for teams trying to clinch, wild card spots and stuff. I think there'll be a real issue for people, for teams down the road that's really trying to do something special in the playoffs and trying to get playoff seeded. I think the Cleveland Browns, they're 2-5 right now. I think things are gonna get worse for them, but I think down the stretch they'll look in the mirror and realize, hey, we are very talented. Let's get it together and do what we gotta do, man. So I'm not saying that they're done, but right now they're trash. I gotta call it what it is, man. A lot of hype, a lot of money being paid to free agents, big name guys. Freddie Kitchens can't coach, and Baker Mayfield in the NFL has figured out Baker Mayfield. Those two things are killing this team right now. Now, I gotta put OBJ on blast. OBJ, and I'm a Cowboys fan, dude. He played for the Giants. I'm not gonna, say I'm a fan of his. But I respect the guy's talent. He's very talented. And I go into all the barbershops all the time, and I defend OBJ as a top 3, top 5 receiver. I say, man, it's Julio, D-Hop, and when healthy, OBJ. That's your 3 right there. But with Tyreek Hill, I say, okay, top 3, top 4. And then you got Mike Evans, Michael Thomas, all the other guys, whatever. But then, it's like OBJ goes to the Browns. You got the whole issue with the watch, the pants being too short, all the sideshow. I'm not Baker Mayfield, but OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. has become a real sideshow, man. A real clown show. The numbers are not speaking up for you, man. Like, you got paid a lot of money. You're not even in the top 10 or top 15 in receiving yards. You're not even the leading receiver on your own damn team. Jarvis Landry is. You're out here, and here's what really got me about OBJ. I understand you respect Tom Brady, OBJ. I respect Tom Brady. We all love and respect Tom. Well, we don't all love, but we all respect Tom Brady. We can say he's the GOAT. I say no, but I can't argue with you if that's how you feel. Tom Brady is just may be the greatest of all time. Yeah, that much is true. And I understand you want to pay homage to the greats. But for you to personally give Tom Brady a pair of cleats made out of goat skin, to really hand him that gift at midfield after his team just embarrassed your team, after your team just looked pathetic against them, You do that crap, OBJ, in front of your young quarterback who is going through hell right now. The last thing Baker Mayfield needs to see, is you bowing down to Tom Brady right in front of him, bro. I get it. Baker Mayfield couldn't wipe Tom Brady's ass, bro. But damn, why do your mans like that? Why go and do some crap like that in front of your quarterback? You go gift wrap some custom-made OBJ goat skin cleats to Tom Brady in front of your quarterback after his team just wiped the floor with your team. I can see if after the game you say, Tom Brady, man, I got something for you, man. I got something to send you. Okay, cool. Your folks call my folks. Send it to me. Or Tom Brady, it's a gift for you in your locker when you get back to the locker room, man. But to do it, for you to even bring the damn cleats to the sideline, for you to go and get the damn cleats and have them on the sideline ready to give to Tom Brady, are you crazy, OBJ? I would never in my life, I respect a lot of quarterbacks I played against or watched play. I would never go praise another quarterback in front of Alan McClain. I would never praise another quarterback in front of Torrance Moyes in college. I would never do that. See, OBJ, you're talented, but you ain't no dog, man. You're not no dog. You know what they asked Amari Cooper? They said, Amari Cooper, would you love to play with Tom Brady? I'm pretty sure in some of his nighttime dreams, Amari Cooper envisioned catching a few balls from Tom Brady. Who the hell hasn't? But when Amari Cooper got asked, would you play with Tom Brady? You know what he said? He said, I love my quarterback. I love playing with Dak Prescott. I love how he throws me the ball. I love our chemistry. I want to beat Tom Brady with Dak Prescott as my quarterback. Now, do I think Amari Cooper believes that deep down inside his damn heart? Probably not. Hell, I don't believe him. But he refused, even for the great Tom Brady, to throw his man under the bus. He said, nah, I love Dak Prescott. I want to beat Tom Brady with Dak Prescott as my quarterback. And OBJ, here you are. If you sent Tom Brady those cleats on the low, I can respect that. I'm not cool with it, but I respect it, okay? You want to pay homage to the GOAT, Tom Brady, I get it. But to do it right there after they just kicked your team ass, I can see if it was a triple overtime thriller and y'all 5-2 when you did some crap like that. It still wouldn't be cool then. But it's really not cool now. OBJ, that was a clown move, bro. All right? That was a clown move. That was a sucker move, bro. And to do it in front of your young quarterback who is going through hell right now. You a clown for that, OBJ. I love Tom Brady my damn self, but I would not praise this man that way by gift wrapping this man some damn goat skin cleats in front of Baker Mayfield. That's just not cool with me, man. Like, as your teammate, you got to see me in that locker room, bro. Like, you got to see me in practice on Monday, bro. Like, you got to answer to me and the team for that, bro. For doing that crap in front of us like that. We just got embarrassed by this team. We are an embarrassment of a team. And you pulled that at midfield with Tom Brady. You couldn't send it through the mail. I'm pretty sure he would have got in a day or two. It is Tom Brady. I don't blame you for wanting to pay homage to OBJ, man, but that was a clown-ass move, bro. And personally, I think Cleveland is better off without you. They're a damn good team before you land on the doorstep. Maybe you're the issue, OBJ. Maybe you're bringing down the culture. I don't think Jarvis Landry is a diva by no means, but I think you are. So I'm not sold on Cleveland, man, but like I said, down the stretch they could be dangerous. OBJ is still OBJ, but that was a clown move, bro. That was a clown-ass move, and you get no respect from 1K Sports from that, dog. All right. My weekly State of the Cowboys address. Well, my Cowboys had nobody play this weekend. We had a bye week. Everybody out chilling. Lord knows what Zeke is, but hey, everybody's chilling right now. It's a bye week. So how can I really assess the first 7 games? Well, we're 4-3. we're in first place in the NFC East. Those are facts. The first half recap. The first 3 games, we started out hot. We came out like game busters, man. We looked fast. We looked dominant. We looked determined. Everything was right. Everything was good. Then we had a roadblock. Lost 3 straight games. Went to New Orleans. Defense played lights out. Offense played like trash. Went to Green Bay. Offense and defense played like crap. Offense tried to come back. Coop balled out. Fell short. Go to the Jets. We got 5 Pro Bowlers injured, including a starting corner. So that's 6 guys that are out. We lose that game. So you say, the Cowboys they're frauds. I do admit that we should have won the New Orleans game. I do admit that. I just feel like Green Bay was just on another level that day, and us turning the ball over the way we did was not good. But I did like what I saw in terms of the comeback, in terms of when this offense does get going, it gets going. But it has to get going and stay going and be more consistent. The Packers were just better than us that day. The Jets, like I said, injuries are a part of the game, so I'm not trying to make an excuse, but there's a difference between excuses and explanations. And I feel like us not having our starting 2 tackles, our 2 best receivers, our best corner, and our best slot corner, that matters in the game. That matters. Because now, instead of you being the Cowboys and you're better than the Jets, now you're an evenly matched team with those 2 tackles being out against that talented front 7, and then Amari and Cobb being out against that secondary, and then, Byron Jones and Anthony Brown being out, which led to a big bomb of a touchdown in that same spot. So it happened. Those things happened. And through all of it, through those first 6 games, we had a defining moment. Now, a lot of y'all want to dismiss it. I don't dismiss it, okay? Philadelphia was a preseason Super Bowl contender pick by a lot of experts. So here we are on Sunday night, 3-3. The Cowboys are garbage. The Cowboys suck. Here come the Eagles. Everybody picked the Eagles to win that game. Our defining moment of the season so far was us beating Philadelphia the way we did on Sunday night, because our offense in that game showed what it can be. Our defense showed what it can be. So my overall assessment, we're a very young team. And I think when you have a young team and you have early success, this team last year was young, but they had early struggles and found themselves in a position to have to fight out of adversity. And so far this year, I'm actually glad. I'm not glad, but I'm okay with us having that 3-game losing streak, because I think that was a good kick in the behind for this young team to say, hey, things are going to happen. Injuries, things will happen. And we had the injury bug bite us bad. I'm just happy that it happened at this part of the season, because now I feel like we're 4-3. We got 9 games left. We had a bye week. Everybody's getting healthy. Everybody's getting fresher. Now it's time to roll. Well, and as you all know, there was a big trade during the bye week. Well, right before the bye week went down, the Cowboys traded a 7th-round pick to the Patriots for Michael Bennett, which could be a 6th-round pick depending on how he plays or how many times he plays and stuff. To me, I don't like that pick, that pickup. I love it. Very low risk. We traded a 7th-round pick, maybe a 6th. So I don't think we'll miss that. So we didn't go all in on Michael Bennett. We got him for a very, very cheap price. I think he's worth more than what we got him for, but I'll take it. It's a very high reward, very low risk, very high reward of this, potentially. But there are pros and cons, and I'll get into the cons of this. What are the cons? What player are we getting? Are we getting Michael Bennett from Seattle, that's a Super Bowl champion, that took over a Super Bowl against Tom Brady that they should have won? Or the Michael Bennett who's becoming a sideshow, the Michael Bennett who's become a wannabe Malcolm X, a wannabe, all this other stuff, all this other crap he's trying to be. So if we're getting that Michael Bennett, then I'm worried, because he is a big personality, and our team was built through the draft with young guys. We are a very young team, a very young, close-knit team. There's no ego in the Cowboys locker room, believe it or not. As crazy as Zeke Elliott life is off the field, in between those lines, in that locker room, he's a leader. He's a football player. He's a grown-ass man that goes to work with his hard hat on every day. Yeah, he has a crazy lifestyle. He's always in some crap. But in that locker room, on that field, he's a gamer. He's a baller. Dak Prescott is a grown-ass man, a leader. Amari Cooper, very mature, very soft-spoken, very strong-minded, very intelligent young man, and a damn good receiver. Our O-line, bunch of grown-ass men. They don't talk a whole lot of noise, man. They just knock your ass in the mouth. Van Der Esch, Jalen Smith, you know his story. D-Law, this is a very young team. If you had to really pick out someone and say, this guy is, an issue or big personality, you can say DeMarcus Lawrence. But even DeMarcus Lawrence, the thing with him is he doesn't really, he talks trash, but he's not a distraction. He's not in the news every week for something he says. If you say something to him, he will talk back. If he's going to a game and he feel like the media is not giving us our respect, he will call it out. He will. So you look at our locker room, there is no big personalities. You bring in Michael Bennett, that could divide our locker room because at the end of the day, Michael Bennett is a champion. He is an all-pro, a pro bowler. He's been there and done that. So his personality, he's going to get respect. The moment he comes in that locker room, he's going to get respect because of what he's accomplished and what he's done and who he is. But my thing with Michael Bennett is this. Take a page from Charles Haley's playbook. And that's why I get to the cons of this, the pros of this. Now, you got to have cons. His attitude, what his mindset is, and him being a big veteran presence in this very young, tight-knit locker room. Now, here are the pros. This trade could have the same impact as the Charles Haley trade. Now, why am I saying that? In no way, shape, form, or fashion, no way whatsoever am I saying that Michael Bennett was the player Charles Haley was. No, he was not. Michael Bennett is not Charles Haley. He is not the player Charles Haley was, the man he was, whatever. I'm not comparing players. I'm comparing situations. 1992, we're a very young, talented, close-knit team. Dreaming, inspiring, hoping for a Lombardi trophy. And Jerry Jones makes a move that everybody said hell no to. But it ended up solidifying us because he went out and got Charles Haley, who won 2 championships with the 49ers. And they said, go on, bro. We ain't got time for you. Go on. Nobody wanted Charles Haley. Nobody wanted nothing to do with Charles Haley. And Jerry Jones said, I would take him. Against even Jimmy Johnson's wishes. Jimmy Johnson said, no way. Now, here's a guy that coached at Miami, all kind of personalities. He said hell no to Charles Haley. Jerry Jones said, no, I'm taking him. And what did Charles Haley do? He didn't come in our locker room and become a distraction. He didn't come in there and say, hey, I got 2 championship rings. I'm a, all Pro Bowl type player, man. Forget y'all, man. Y'all ain't won nothing since 1970. Whatever. I'm the man. No, that's not what Charles Haley did. And he could have been that kind of guy because that's why he got covered in San Francisco. But he came in. He put his arm around Emmett. He put his arm around Troy. He put his arm around Michael Irvin. He held those guys up and said, you know what? These are y'all leaders. Follow them. Watch them. Be like them. He comes in. He makes everyone better. He pushes us. He comes to practice every day and pushes that D-line. He pushes that O-line we drafted. So what Michael Bennett should do? I'm not saying he's Charles Haley. Michael Bennett, this could be your last chance. Come on, bro. You starting to run out of jerseys, bro. You played for Tampa. You played for Seattle. You went to Philadelphia. New England cut you. You are running out of options, Michael Bennett. I think he helps us tremendously. In that locker room, if he does it the right way, he can inspire these young players. He can tell DeMarcus Lawrence and Robert Quinn, hey, this is how you get to a championship. I know because I've been there. Amari, Dak, Zeke, this is how you play to get in the playoffs. This is the mindset you got to have to win that championship because I've been there and done that. I've won one. I've lost one in heartbreaking fashion. I know what to do. I've been there and done that. I've been around guys. In Seattle, that was a young, close-knit team that he was a big part of. So now, Michael Bennett, it's your responsibility as a veteran, as a champion, to come in this locker room and make it tighter and say, look here, guys, I know what y'all got. I'm here to help. And here is how we get to that Super Bowl. This is how we get there and get it done. Now, that's off the field. Now, on the field, he can play inside and outside. Now, if y'all watch ESPN and FS1 and Undisputed, which I love, by the way, you will hear Skip Bayless and everybody saying the Cowboys defense has taken a step back. We're not what we were last year. Are we? We're giving up 17 points a game. That's good. We're top 6 in total defense. Top 10 versus the pass and run, even though I think our run defense is suspect. But we're bottom of the half. We're bottom half in sacks. Now, everyone's saying D-Law got paid and he ain't doing nothing. Is that really true? No, it's not. Because D-Law and Robert Quinn recently are in the top 5 in the NFL in terms of double team rate. So for all y'all football illiterates out there, that means that they get double teamed at a high rate. So that will explain the early season, struggles of DeMarcus Lawrence, and it will also explain the early success of Robert Quinn. Now Robert Quinn's getting double teamed, and DeMarcus Lawrence is starting to come alive. So now those two guys are your solidified pass rushers. With Michael Bennett on 3rd and long, we throw him in the inside. He can play inside or outside. I prefer he play that 3 technique because he can wreak havoc right there, man. So I say, look, our defense is already good. The crazy part is what we were lacking is get to the quarterback. We go in and we solve that problem, and we also improve our run defense. I think the Michael Bennett trade is great for us in a lot of ways. And God forbid he comes in tripping, then we cut him. We traded a 7th round pick for him, so it ain't like we gave up a whole lot for him. If he started tripping, we cut him. And I feel like we're a championship team without Michael Bennett. But having him in that locker room matters because nobody in our locker room had a championship ring. He does now. He can explain that to us. He can talk to the young guys on defense. He can talk to Dak Prescott and Coop and Zeke and say, look, this is how you do it. This is how you go get that championship ring. All right, between the 3-0 start, the 3-game losing streak, the big moment beating down Philadelphia, that was our defining moment so far. We got 9 games left. And when I think about this team and how young and talented it is, these next 9 games are crucial and very important. And why am I saying that? Because Dak Prescott still is unsigned. Amari Cooper is still unsigned. Now, they're both having great years. Amari is balling. He went into the bye week 3rd in the NFL in receiving yards. That changed, obviously, because of the bye week. Dak Prescott was 3rd in passing yards. That has changed, obviously. You still got Byron Jones' contract. And you got this young, talented roster with the core locked in for the next 4 or 5 years. Think about it. The O-line, the entire O-line is signed through 2021-22. We got Jalen Smith and DeMarcus Lawrence signed in. We don't have to sign Leighton Vander Esch for another 3 or 4 years. So the core of our team is together. But here's the issue. If Dak Prescott takes these next 9 games and he starts tripping and starts losing, then what? Now, Jerry and Steven have all the leverage and say, okay, Dak, we gave you a rope and you hung yourself. So you prove that you're not that guy. We're not going to pay you the money. Peace out. And then what do they do? Because now, if you get rid of that, you can sign Amari and Byron Jones, and you have a great, complete roster. But who's the quarterback? If Dak shows out this year and, Lord willing, win that Lombardi trophy, now you at Dak mercy. Now you got to pay Dak whatever the hell he wants. And that may cost you Amari Cooper. That will definitely cost you Byron Jones. So, and then again, Amari Cooper, we traded a first-round pick for him. We saved our season. Hell, he saved Dak Prescott's career, if you ask me. So, we kind of have to pay him too. Actually, of these three guys, the one who should get paid right now is Amari Cooper. He saved our season. We were a dead dog 3-5 team. Dak Prescott was on his way out the door. I was done with Dak Prescott. I was done with that. Amari came in and just changed life, bro. So that's a tall order going to the offseason, man. And these next 9 games are crucial because this Cowboys team cannot miss the playoffs. They cannot lose in the wild card. They cannot even lose in the divisional round. Hell, I go a step further and say this. They cannot lose the NFC Championship game. But if they get there and lose brilliantly or lose heartbreakingly at the last second, Hail Mary, some stuff like that, then cool. But either way, anything short of an NFC Championship game, Jason Garrett is fired, and Dak Prescott probably won't get signed. And that's what we're facing with him, man. So these next 9 games are the most important games, in my opinion, of Dak Prescott's career, of our recent franchise history. These are very important 9 games we got coming up against some really good teams. We come off the bye week this week and play the Giants. I don't care what y'all say. It's a divisional game. That's not a walkover. We got the Vikings. We got the Lions. We got the Patriots. We got the Buffalo Bills, who are not bad. We still got the Rams, and we still got Philadelphia and Chicago in their houses in late December. So this is not over. It's a long way to go. Hell, the NFC East ain't over because Philadelphia, if we go out there and, God forbid, lay an egg against against the Giants, then guess what? We're right back tied at Philadelphia. So the Cowboys, plain and simply, need to keep winning. We got 9 games left. We can afford to go worse than 7-2 because I believe 10-6 in the NFC this year, you're not getting in. Wild card, no, unless you win your division, and that's our best bet is win our division because I feel like this. We lost to Green Bay and New Orleans. They're probably going to win the division. Okay, cool. But now we got the Vikings. They could be a wild card team. The Bears, if they figure out their quarterback, they could be a dangerous team. You got all these teams. Hell, Arizona 3-1. They could be a problem for somebody, man. So it's 9 games left, and this thing is just getting started, man. We got some very important things to do. Because, like I said, Jason Garrett's future, Dak Prescott's future, Amari's contract, Byron Jones' contract, it's all tied into these next 9 games. So I hope the best for my Cowboys, man. This is 1K Sports. I gotta be unbiased, man. So we gotta have a lot of business, man. We gotta beat these great teams. We have to show what we're made of. The roadblock has already came and went. Now it's time for us. We're coming the bye week. We're healthy. Let's stay healthy, God willing, and let's go out there and do our thing. But it will not be easy. It will not be a cakewalk, man. These next 9 games are the most important games in our recent history, and we cannot miss the playoffs, and we cannot lose in either of the first 2 rounds. So this thing right here is about to get real, y'all. So we'll see how it works for my Cowboys, man. All right, y'all. That's my show for y'all today, man. Honestly, I didn't think I could do a show today. I got out so late, man. I was just so tired. But I said, you know what? This is what I do. Y'all know I love y'all. Give y'all a good sports talk, man. So, anyways, it's 1K Sports, y'all. It's full Georgia week, man. I got some big things coming on, working on, man. So y'all stay tuned for that. Bama LSU next week. I got a special podcast with my man DJ Walk Around, K Slim, whatever he calls himself, whatever, New Orleans Negro, whatever, man. I don't know, who cares. But you know, it's a lot of games, a lot of great things coming up, man. Like, as you know, 1K Sports, man, we trying to be in the building, bro. We trying to be out there. We trying to be in everybody's face, man. So we'll see, man. We'll see how it works out. So, anyways, like I said, y'all, 1K Sports, uncut, unbiased, unfiltered, and most importantly, we are unapologetic about it. Peace.